Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will learn how to use the update method in MongoDB. The update method is used to modify an existing document or documents within a collection. Let us try a few examples so you can understand the concept. First, let us look at, let's say we work with the musicians table. DB period musicians period find. Here we have all of the information within the musicians table. We have 8 different musicians. We have their name, their instrument or skills, and the year they were born. First, let's say we needed to update the information about one of our musicians. For example, let's update the name of musician Steve Judd. Steve Judd. Let's update his name to be Steven instead of Steve Judd. In order to do this, we will use the same command, db period, the name of the collection, which is musicians, period, and now we can type update. Update. And what are we looking to update? We are looking to update Steve Judd. So the easiest way for us to locate Steve Judd inside of the collection is to search him by his specific assigned ID. And that ID is 8. Comma. Then we want to use the set method to save that information, to store it and replace the existing information inside of the collection. We're looking to set, so we're looking to change his name from Steve and set his name to Steven to add an E. This way, we will type the value we're looking to change, which is his name, followed by semicolon, and the value we're looking to change it to. In this case, we would like his name to be Steven Judd. I forgot the quotations. Steven Judd. Curly bracket. Curly bracket, parentheses. So this way, we're looking to update the information about musician ID number 8. We're looking to change his name from what it is on file as Steve Judd to Steven Judd. To do this, we are using the update method. First, in the database, we are selecting the collection name, which is musicians. Then, we are using the update method. Within the update method, we are finding the specific musician we are looking to change information about. This is musician ID number 8. We are looking to set his name to Steven Judd. We are using quotations because the name is a string. We are ending the statement with 2 curly brackets and a set of parentheses, because when we began this statement, we used a set of open parenthesis, open curly bracket. Therefore, we have to close with the same. Then we have a set of curly brackets here for the name change, the value that we're changing. Go ahead and hit enter. Oh, and apparently I am missing something. So let's take a look specifically at what I am missing. What line of code did I skip? I think I entered a parenthesis right here where it was not required. So let me change that. And this is why it's good to always verify the code before you hit enter. And even though I reviewed the code, even I missed it and I went ahead and hit enter and still had an error. And this is very common in programming. No matter what language you're programming with, you will make errors. As a new developer, you will make a lot of errors. As a skilled developer, you will still make errors and you will have to take time to debug and look at your code and find out exactly where you went wrong. So let us verify this again. We are selecting the database. We are selecting the name of the collection, which is musicians. We are using the update method, followed by an open parenthesis and a set of curly brackets to indicate which musician we are looking to change. In this case, we are changing ID 8, followed by a comma. Then we are using the set method. The set method to set the value to the new value we would like it to be. In this case, we are changing the name of Steve Judd to Steven Judd. We are using quotations because it is a string, followed by 2 curly brackets and a closing parenthesis. Now hit enter and let's see if this works. And now this is successful. We were able to match one musician by their ID, and we were able to modify one record. Let's take a look at the record. DB period musicians period find. Hit enter, and now we can see that ID number 8 of Steve Judd has now been updated to Steven Judd. So therefore, our update query was correct. Let us try one more. Let us work within the same collection, the musician collection. Now looking at the instruments, some of these people have skills besides instruments. They have vocals, and some of these people, well, all of them only play one instrument. So let us go, well, here's one. One plays 2 instruments, the bass and the drums. So let us go ahead now and let us change this. Let us add an additional instrument for some of these musicians. Let us work with, I will say, musician number 7. Let us add bass to his record as well. So to do this, you can do DB period musicians period update to use the update method. And now let's hit enter. Let's hit enter so this way we can keep track of all of our parentheses and all of our curly brackets. It'll be a little easier to read. So hit enter, curly brackets, identify the musician we are looking to update. In this case, it is ID number 7. Curly brackets, comma, hit enter, curly brackets. We are looking to set. This time, we are looking to set the instrument we're looking to set his instrument from only drums to also bass. We are adding bass. So being that we are adding bass, there will be an array. There will be more than one value in that field. So we will use an array. To use an array, we will use brackets. Square brackets, first name his existing skill, which is the drums. Because this is an update. If we did not add his existing skill and we updated it with an array with new information, excluding drums, then drums will be erased when we proceed with entering the query, entering the command. So therefore, we need to add drums separated by a comma, and now add his new skill, which is bass. Once we've added bass, you close the statement, followed by 2 curly brackets and a closing parenthesis. Now let us verify if this is all correct. Open bracket, closing bracket, closing bracket, closing parenthesis. It looks correct. We have the correct ID, ID 7. We are setting his instrument from only drums to add bass. Therefore, he will be known to now play drums and the bass. Hit enter. And we have a successful return. one match for ID 7, one modified. He's now playing an additional instrument, which is the bass. Let us view this information. We can hit up again to get the command of db period musicians period find. Hit enter. And now we can see that his information has been updated. He now plays the drums and the bass. And if you can recall, for ID number 8, when we created this table, I believe I only had Steve Judd play the bass, and I updated him to play the drums. So therefore, if your record does not say bass and drums, that is okay. It is not a big deal. You can go ahead and do the update the same way we just did this to add drums to Steven Judd's record. But if you do not, that is not a big problem. I only did that so I can see that the update worked, and so therefore our database may be different when it comes to skills for one musician. But you can make that change yourself right now the same way we did this. For Steven Judd, just go ahead and add drums. And here's the code. I will do it for you, except I will not run the code because I do not want there to be an error or duplicates within my database. So if at home your ID 8 only has bass and not drums, this is what you will do. You will do db.musicians.update, open parenthesis, open curly bracket, ID semicolon 8, close bracket, comma, open curly bracket, set instrument bass, because that is his existing skill, so we need to keep it, plus drums. And this is his new skill. Close square bracket. We use close brackets because this is an array. Close curly bracket, close curly bracket, close parenthesis. So this is the code you will use to update ID number 8. If your database, if your collection only has bass as his skill and you would like it to look identical to mine's, go ahead and run this code. This is exactly the same example we just did when we updated ID number 7 to add bass to his list of skills. Same code, same method. The only thing we have changed is the ID to 8, and this time it's in the reverse order. It is bass first because this is what he's known to perform with, and we are adding drums. I'm not going to run this code because I have already done this. So I'm just going to hit backspace and nothing will happen. Okay, so here's one example I would like for you to try. On your own, can you please update ID 1 to a birth year of 1991? Let's look at the musicians table. If you look at the musicians table, we have ID 1 belongs to Robert Van. His instrument is vocals, and he was born in 1989. Can you please update his date of birth, or the year that he was born, to 1991? Try this on your own, and in the next video, I will go over the solution together. Thank you.